The rain was coming down in heavy, cold sheets, the kind that soaked you to the bone in seconds. Inside the small hospital waiting room, 10-year-old Sophie Miller sat on a cracked vinyl chair, clutching a soggy paper cup of water she hadn't even sipped. Her sneakers left little puddles on the tile floor. Her mother, Rachel, was behind those double doors, fighting for her life. The nurse had told Sophie they couldn't start her mother's emergency surgery without a payment up front. No insurance. No cash. No treatment. Sophie didn't understand everything about bills or hospitals. She only knew her mother was in pain. And that someone needed to help. The stranger. She wiped her tear-streaked face and looked around the lobby. People bustled past, heads down, eyes glued to their phones, too busy to notice a small, desperate girl. Then her eyes landed on a tall man in a dark, expensive-looking coat, standing near the coffee machine. He was older, maybe late 50s, with a silver beard and eyes that seemed deep and tired. He was stirring sugar into his coffee like he had nowhere urgent to be. Sophie's heart pounded. She had never begged anyone for anything before. But she walked right up to him. "Sir, please. I need your help." Her voice trembled. He looked down, startled. "What's wrong?" "My mom, she's really sick. They said they won't help her unless we pay. I don't have any money, but you look nice. Please, will you save her?" The man froze. He had heard many pleas in his life, business pitches, charity requests, endless people asking for a handout. But this was different. This was raw. Pure. Desperation without agenda. The choice. His name was Henry Caldwell. A man worth hundreds of millions, owner of a real estate empire. People usually knew who he was before they approached him. But this girl clearly didn't. "Where's your father?" he asked gently. "I don't have one," Sophie whispered. "It's just me and Mom." Henry glanced at the reception desk. He could see the nurses exchanging uneasy looks. He knew exactly what was happening, a hospital holding care hostage over money. He had lost his wife to cancer years ago, partly because they had delayed a critical treatment while waiting for insurance approval. He couldn't let history repeat itself. "Come with me," he said, taking her hand. The act. Henry walked up to the desk. "I'll cover all her expenses," he told the clerk, pulling out a black card. The nurse blinked. "Sir, the total estimate. All of them. Whatever she needs. And I don't want her or this girl to see another bill." Sophie stared up at him. "You mean, you're really gonna save her?" Henry smiled faintly. "We're going to try our best." Within minutes, Rachel was prepped for surgery. Sophie sat in the waiting area, Henry beside her, sipping another cup of hospital coffee. The truth revealed. Hours passed. Finally, the surgeon emerged with a tired smile. "She's stable. Surgery went well." Sophie launched into Henry's arms. "You did it." He chuckled softly. "No, the doctors did it. I just made sure they could." It wasn't until a week later, when the media caught wind of the story, that Sophie learned who he really was, Henry Caldwell, the reclusive real estate magnate known for turning down interviews and keeping his philanthropy private. When she confronted him about it, he just shrugged. "You didn't need a millionaire that night. You just needed someone to care." The lasting impact. Henry visited often during Rachel's recovery. He helped cover their rent, arranged better housing, even set up a college fund for Sophie, but more than that, he became family. Years later, when Sophie graduated from college debt-free, she gave the commencement speech. Her voice cracked as she told the story of the night a stranger in a hospital lobby changed her life. "I learned that kindness," she said, "isn't about the size of your bank account, it's about the size of your heart. But sometimes, the right person has both." Henry sat in the front row, eyes glistening, his hands clasped as if holding on to that first moment he met her. And Sophie, well, she spent the rest of her life doing for others what Henry had done for her, proving that one act of compassion can echo for generations. You never know when you might be the answer to someone's desperate prayer. And sometimes, the smallest voice can change the biggest heart.